Fireside Jam 2025. 2025 was the 5th edition of the Fireside Jam, and we picked the theme Hunt. 324 people joined and 84 games were submitted. The judge for the jam were HelperWesley, creator of the gamedev Fireside community, G-Develop Preacher, and dev of Spanshell, a roguelike top-down shooter, and myself, who's making a survival city builder in the desert made in Unreal, for reasons I won't explain in this video. I'll be showing a couple of cool games I enjoyed, followed by my personal top 3. I played the majority of the games, but I couldn't play them all. Sadly, making an appealing game is also part of game dev, with cool screenshot and an interesting cover image to entice people to play. Speaking of interesting cover image... Rabbit! Pineapple Apricot understood the assignment. The ridiculous over-the-top cover image is perfectly fitting the ridiculous over-the-top game. You play as a rabbit on an egg hunt, eventually using those eggs as ammo to shoot at other rabbits and a bunch of dinosaurs. Completely absurd humor, and I'm all here for it. The Keepsies Hunt by Aaron and Chloe Montoya is a very charming 2D-3D hybrid game, where you go around the neighborhood challenging others in games of marbles. With, of course, plenty of marble puns. The dialogue were nice and wholesome. The game was filled with nostalgia, not only in its visuals, but also in its setting. A well-packaged game. Golden Trinkets by Onarella Studio has a nice ramp-up of mechanics. You start with nothing and progressively find new items allowing you to progress. Kind of like a scaled-down version of a Zelda game or a Metroidvania. I was pleasantly surprised by the level design and how the game felt like a short but complete adventure, hunting for treasure on a dangerous island. Prey by I Will Probably Die, where you hunt down heretics who refuse to serve your definitely not evil god. The environment is well put together and the ambience is on point. You need to close your eyes to know if an heretic is in range and follow the unsettling chants to find them. To give them some shotgun justice and bring them back to your unholiness. Hit the Birds by Joko has a very interesting and engaging gameplay. With a single input, the player can switch from top and bottom of the map to hit some birds while passing by and gain points. Where it becomes interesting is when those ghost-like creatures are added to the mix. Based on their orientation, the ghosts will push the player in a direction to eventually push them into spikes, allowing for an interesting risk and reward mechanic, where you can push yourself around in opposite directions to make a lot of points and hopefully stay alive. I was top of the leaderboard when I stopped playing, but some people must have cheated or something. Echo Hunt by Live Dimensions had an unusual mechanic of using your microphone to say something that is echoed back to you. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello?
To allow to find lost souls in a haunted hospital. It was very cool to hear myself back in a different and distorted way. It was fun to play around with it, and it gave the game an unsettling creepy vibe. And it's comforting to know those ghosts were also fans of mullets. I love mullets.
Mullet.
Frog Dig by No Dream is a game I was unsure to add in this video. The game is ridiculously polished, with great heart, a nice tutorial, a hub, a lot of different mechanics, items, and multiple levels with a lot of environment art and enemies that I had to mostly witness in the gifts of the games page. The input were very awkward to play with, and it has a brutally steep difficulty curve. The game would ask you to decide if you want to leave the cave to keep your resources and spend them in the hub, or take the risk to go deeper and potentially lose everything. I never once was able to reach the first point where it would allow me to leave, so I simply lost everything every time, leaving me with no money to progress. I hope the dev of the game revisits it, cause I feel there's a great game hidden in there that was simply unable to experience. Nano Nano by Green Kiwi Games is a well-polished puzzle game. where you protect the body from germs. By flying around a little red ship, you can get out of the ship to get into spaces it cannot, and pick up and place little spheres that resurrects projectiles to eventually get rid of all the germs in the levels. The art is nice, the level selection menu is a great addition, and there are plenty of different mechanics. I gave up on the last level though, cause I was a bit overwhelmed. Father's Banquet by Sulfur Cretin and Mr. Floax is a weird game with a weird premise of feeding your father. You control your brothers a bit like an RTS to gather mushrooms and gently deprive people of their heads to feed your father, with matching bonuses. You can recruit more brothers of different types and eventually sacrifice them to free your father, who is, spoiler alert, the playable character from Sulfur's previous game who ranked first in the Fireside Jam 2023, 2 years ago, bringing once again their trusted meat lumps into the fight. The art is great and it has a great ambience and general polish. Plunderground by Fridge Crisis is probably the game I played the most in the jam. You play as a miner who slams the ground with a shovel and a hammer to find treasures and food, and eventually a ladder to go deeper into the mine. After each run, you buy some upgrades to be able to go deeper than the previous run. I just wish there was an end, because I reached a point where it would take ages to spend my money, and I was so overpowered that it felt more tedious than anything to go deeper. I feel I should have won at that point instead. Now for my personal top 3.
Welcome, Duck. You are in Duckingham Palace. Your target is Goose, a renowned goose. We need you to politely goose him and then get out of there.
In Duck Duck Goose by High Stakes Studio, you play as a mutated duck sent to Duckingham Palace to eliminate Goose, a renowned goose. You walk around in a ridiculous way trying to find a goose in a crowd of ducks. Once you find it, you must find a candle to mutate yourself and go hunt it down. Goose it down. You no longer see properly around, so you need to remember not only the position of the goose, but also your way out of the Duckingham Palace after you eliminate your target. There's goofy narration,
You bumbling imbecile. They've spotted you.
on top of quacking sounds that I could not hold back from quacking along. The game got me fully engaged to eliminate that ducking goose.
The goose? It's the goose! Yeah! F*** you, goose!
I had a lot of fun with that simple yet efficient goofy experience. For second place I chose
Food? Oh, what's going on? Ah! Jesus!
Cat Mouse by Evita, Merve, Christoph Altman, Patricia Schultz, and Thomas Soursap made me understand the true meaning of the word fear. You play as a mouse running around a house trying to find 5 pieces of food, while a cat is hunting you down.
Oh my god.
Some stressful music starts playing when the cat is in range, really adding to the tension and making you fear that cat more than any horror game will ever do.
No! No! No!
The game has very good level design and difficulty curve as you slowly learn the level layout and do slightly better each run.
Shed, my beloved.
The game got me swearing like a sailor,
Oh, f*** off!
but I still wanted to try again every time as I was getting better at optimizing my run. It was so engaging that once I finally won,
Yes!
it got me laughing and crying at the same time. And my favorite game of the jam, Otaroto Against the Evil Spirits by Nice Cream, is a complete package. You play as a yokai hunter skating around to collect fireflies. You have to manage your energy as it slowly depletes by moving and shooting at enemies that you can stun and finish with a charged tackle attack to recollect fireflies. The movement is very unique and can require some time to get used to. You unlock upgrades and fight bosses. There's an intro cutscene, the art is great, the character is fully animated in all directions, which is a lot of pixel art work. The audio is perfect, and the music has multiple layers that are dynamically turned on and off depending on enemies around. My only nitpick would be that the game was a little hard, but everything else was top-notch. Definitely my favorite entry of the jam. Those were my favorite games of the Fireside Jam 2025, but there were plenty of other cool games that didn't make it into the video. Go try them out. Thanks to everybody who's been part of the jam. See you next year!